Embroidery with the Melted Crayon. And today we are going to be embroidering on the back of a jacket. So I want to bring you over to my work table here so you can see that I have the jacket laid out and it has reflectors on it. So I need to get the embroidery to fit in between the reflectors. So I have a pattern that I have for him with his logo on it. And I've decided in looking at this space that I have 11 inches across between the two reflectors, and that my actual font and everything that I've got printed out for him will be 7 inches long. So in knowing that, I'm going to start at the top where the hood is, and I've decided that from there I want to go down 3 1/4 inches. So I've just marked, so I have right there, that's 3 1/4 inches, okay? Then I need to find the center of my space. Now my logo is about 8 3/4 inches, but that's not going to really matter as long as it fits in here and I find the center of this. The width isn't as important as how far down it's going to be. So in this case, 7 inches, this is a ruler of 6 inches. So I need to find 3 1/4. There it is. And then knowing that this is 11 inches, half of 11 will be 5 1/2 inches. So I slide this over, there is exactly center then of 5 1/2, okay, between the two. And then since it's 7 inches of my embroidery design, then I'm going to go half of 7 inches, which is 3 1/2 inches. So starting from the top, I will go 3 1/2 inches. So now I know that that is dead center of where I'm going to want to put my little sticker. My snowman sticker is going to go right there. That's the bullseye. Okay, now that I have the sticker in place for the center of my design, I have placed a cutaway stabilizer that I'm going to use for my hoop. Unfortunately, I have to use the large hoop for this design to fit it in. But you know, we don't have to be too picky. As long as we have that snowman sticker on there, it will adjust itself if I don't get it hooped very straight. Okay, as I get the hoop in, and these big hoops are really, you want your fabric as smooth and as tight as you can in them because they do give a little more than you maybe want. Okay, and if you don't have one of these little doohickeys, I don't know what they're called, some sort of a hoop screwdriver, you need to get one because they really can allow you to get it nice and tight. Something that by hand I couldn't do this nearly as tight as I can with this thing. Okay, come on. I should probably put the glasses on that I have on my head so I can see what I'm doing. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and bring it over to the machine. Okay, now here's where it gets a little tricky because you do want to make sure you don't have any of your jacket underneath your hoop as you're getting it on. And a big bulky jacket like this has some, okay, this is my hood. So my hood's going to end up sitting back there. I'll slide it on. And now I'm going to make sure that the rest of it is not up underneath. And it's not. It's okay there. And this is the bottom part of it. Now this is where I notice, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, whenever I put the snowman on, I do just the opposite of what I think the machine's going to read it as. So we're going to see how this works today. Okay, and you're going to notice that the snowman sticker, actually the way it's positioned right now, is right side up like a snowman. This is the bottom of the coat. This is the top of the coat, where the hood is. And you'll see the snowman. Now, if you look at this picture of the design that I'm putting on, that is also right side up. So when I hit the snowman first and then have it scan it, it should stay right side up. Sometimes it makes a liar out of me and flips it. So I don't know if I put the sticker on backwards or what. We're going to see what happens here, if it stays right side up or not. Okay, perfect. It says remove the embroidery positioning mark. That it has it, and it is right side up. And you'll notice from this picture that it actually looks like the design is tilted a little bit, and that's because I haven't hooped it exactly straight according to what I'm telling it with this sticker, that this bullseye with the lines and the crosshairs there, that is what is straight. So it is adjusted a little bit for my hooping or lack of straight hooping. So I'm going to pull this off, and that's always the scary part, is like, okay, I'm trusting you to do it right. I'm going to hit OK and then embroider. Oh, before I start though, as I think about this, if you look at the it's kind of porous. And so one thing to think about is sometimes it's better to put a little topper on top of it to keep those stitches from kind of falling into that porous area. So I'm going to go grab a topper real quick. Okay, so this is what a topper is. It's just a thin, it either you can heat away, tear it away, or it kind of melts if you heat it or with water. But anyway, it'll just keep those stitches nice and above ground, above the fabric, and not end up getting lost in the fabric somewhat. So, okay, now with that being said, we're going to start. Alright, and it's going to go ahead and start. Okay, looks like we got it done in time here. Okay, so we'll take it off and see how it looks. Alright, we're going to bring it over here to our workstation. Alright. So as you can see, we have the topper on it. Now the toppers come in either water soluble or this heat and go. This one is a heat and go, so I can, what I would always start out though is kind of tearing it first, and then you can always touch up anything that's left there with an iron. As long as the fabric that you're using underneath it is able to take the heat. You want to be careful with that too, so you want to make sure that is the case. Otherwise, you know, it's pretty easy just to tear it too. You could get in there with scissor and actually pull it out pretty easily too. The water soluble is nice too, as long as it's something that you can get wet, because you do need to use water and like a washcloth to rub it off, but then it just kind of disappears or dissolves as you use it. But I'll show you this little scissor here. This is really a nice too for kind of just getting in there, and you can actually kind of pull it a little bit and then get started to tear it. And that works too if you want to do that. So you can see I'm just kind of pulling there, and then I can just kind of pull it out. So either way works. With that, I want to look at the back side now of this. I'm going to take it off the hoop all the way, and you'll see that there's the cutaway in the back. Now I had to use a pretty big piece because I had to use a pretty big hoop. But yeah, so I'm just going to cut around this, and I'm going to clean it up a little bit so that these little tied knots or whatever are cut, so it looks a little nicer. So in the end, I'll show you my one that is done. I just kind of smooth it out like that, and it looks good. You just kind of cut around. You want to be careful though. I mean, unfortunately, I've learned the hard way in past projects where I was cutting and I accidentally cut into the fabric. So you do want to be real careful that you don't do that. But yeah, so there you go. That's a centered project on the back of a jacket.